Well, I think the first challenge for many church leaders is to realise that they need to grow in leadership skills. I think at Bible college often they're trained and equipped to teach the Bible and to provide pastoral care, but leadership is often not as prominent in their training. So I think the first challenge for many pastors is to recognise that this is an area that they need to grow in. Having done that, I think there are a number of ways that we can grow in leadership. The Bible itself is full of teaching about leadership and how to lead. It's full of examples of leaders. It's full of examples that are positive, but also examples that are negative that we can learn from. So perhaps we need to start with the Bible itself, particularly with the example of the Lord Jesus. He's the model for true servant leadership. And we see the ministries, particularly of the apostles and the leaders in the early church. So the Bible itself is, at least in part, a leadership manual for those who are in local churches. However, it's helpful to learn from the wisdom and the experience of others. One of the best ways to learn is from other experienced leaders who've already faced those challenges. So I think every church leader would be advised to have a mentor who is more experienced and more gifted than they are, to help them grow and develop in their own leadership skills. They need someone who will be able to provide them with feedback, help them to see where their weaknesses are, guide them to how they can grow in their leadership capacity. There are a number of good resources on leadership available, so there are good books on Christian leadership, and I would recommend that pastors spend at least part of their time of reading and preparation, investing in reading in good books on leadership. It can also be helpful to read secular books on leadership, even though they're not necessarily sharing exactly the same perspective. There are often good lessons that can be learned that help us in our skill of leadership. But in many ways, the best way to learn leadership is through experience. You can learn leadership in theory, but it's when you have to actually lead that your leadership skills are going to be most stretched and developed. So it's a combination of learning from those who are experienced and then putting those lessons into practice and growing along the way.